In his 12th address to enumerate the measures taken against the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has directed a partial reopening of universities and senior high schools. In the case of the senior high schools, the President of Ghana explained that the final year student will be in school for a total of 8 weeks to prepare and sit their WASSCE examinations. The arrangement would also allow SHS 2 Gold Track students to complete their first semester like their Green Track colleagues have done and will be in school for a total of 6 weeks before vacation. On Wednesday, June 24, Deputy Regional Minister Honorable Gifty E Kusi toured a number of senior high schools in selected Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies to inspect how well the President's directives were being implemented and to also learn firsthand the challenges that have come up already. Honorable Gifty E Kusi, who was accompanied by the Regional Director of Education and officials from the Public Health Directorate in the Western Region, began her inspection at Shamal Senior High School in the Shamal District. She proceeded to Ahantaman Girls Senior High School and then to St. Mary's Boys Senior High School in the Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan and Ahanta West Municipal respectively.
We also reported on the 22nd, between 5 a.m. to around 7:30 p.m., students were reporting. The peak hours were between 8 o'clock a.m. to about 5:30 p.m. About, I would say 75% reported on that day. And we were with them from beginning to they went to bed. So some of us left here after 9 p.m. just to make sure that they were not forgetting themselves. Yesterday we had about 150 more coming in, and this morning a few have trickled in. Ahantaman School, like the regional director said, we've also made preparations. We have had some additions to our existing classrooms, including the 12-unit classroom block. And then some other places like our ICT center, we are forced to use that one as a classroom. We have the average about 28 in a classroom. And because of that, we divided per the programs and then the population. So that is how our figures are in the classrooms, spaced out, looking at the size of the room. In the dormitories, like my director said, we had just a little challenge, but it's still better because aforetime we had luggage stuck there because of some of them going now, some coming in. This time we've asked them to come for them. Those who haven't come, we've created a space and taken all of them out just to make room for those who are coming.
That is the Form 1s, they are luggage.
Yeah, the Form 1 and 2 green, they are not in school, so they are luggage. We have taken that. They have come for them actually, but those of them who haven't been able to come for whatever reason, we have found a place for those things.
The heads of the various institutions took the Deputy Minister through how the school authorities are observing the COVID-19 protocols and took the opportunity to list some of the challenges that the arrangement has also brought up to them. In the case of Ahantaman Girls Senior High School, Headmistress Enesina Kanka mentioned that the inclusion of the day student to the boarding house has led to an unpleasant congestion in the dormitories.
The state of affairs, I would say, is not that pleasant, but it's manageable. And we are looking at the suggestion given by the Deputy Regional Minister to move about 200 of our students to a nearby hostel with immediate effect.
What's the capacity of the boarding facility? How many students are you having right now?
Usually our capacity is 1,080. At the moment, if everybody is coming, it's 1,195, so they are more than the capacity. Now we have about 85% of them reporting. And even with that, that is the situation we are talking about, the congestion.
So what challenge do you foresee in terms of health risk in the area of COVID-19?
Oh, of course. I mean, talking about social distancing to do with COVID-19, if they are congested, it's not a good thing for us. So there's a need for some kind of distancing. So we need to find a way to distance the students.
And what is the school did about this?
Oh, we have just come. And what we did immediately was to get the luggage that is stuck. We have a lot of them stuck because some of them are in, some of them are out, and then when they go out, they leave some luggage around. We've moved all of them from the dormitory just to create some room and space, at least to the existing space that we have. So immediately, that's what we have done. But within the short time, we're going to have some solution to it.
In direct response to that challenge, Deputy Regional Minister Gifty E. Kusi assured school authorities that immediate steps will be taken to take about 200 of the students to a nearby private hostel to ease their congestion. That aside, she expressed general satisfaction at how the senior high schools visited so far had conducted protocols on campus to help stop the spread of the virus while preparing the students for their final examinations.
Now, we realized that in all the two schools, so far we've been to the two schools, about 80% of the students have reported and some are still reporting. And the idea of bringing all these students to boarding house has also been adhered to. But what we see is that because all these students have come, there's some sort of a little congestion in some of the schools. And we think that, especially at Antaman, they need a whole dormitory block if they all have to be in school, because the congestion is a little not pleasant. But apart from this, everywhere, whatever the protocols, the social distancing, they are keeping it. In the classrooms, we are very satisfied when we visited them at the classroom. And we encourage the students to do their best and learn so that they come out with flying colors. Yes, we realize that they have a hostel around. And the hostel is something that they are supposed to pay. And it can take about 200 students there. So we are trying to tell the Municipal Metro Assembly to immediately maybe find some money and pay for the hostel is just here, so that we can move 200 there. And then there will be spacing for the other students.
At St. Mary's Boys Senior High School, the team was highly impressed on how well the social distancing protocol had been implemented in the classrooms and the dormitories. Officials from the Regional Public Health Directorate had this to say.
I must say everybody's doing very well, looking at where we've been. And Antaman, Shama, and then St. Mary's. All the tutors, they are on course. They know what they are about. They put everything in place. And I believe that the children are safe in the hands of the tutors. Because looking at the social distancing, even though some of them is not adequate, but we've talked to them and we believe they will put some measures in place to have the distancing as required. The space, some of the students, some of the schools, for example, Ahantaman, the spacing is not adequate. So we've talked to them to liaise with the private hostel to see if they can admit some of the students there so that at least the social distancing and the children can be safe at the dormitories.
All right, so that is.
But coming to St. Mary's, I'm highly impressed because they've turned their chapel into a dormitory, and you can see that it can admit about 400 students. The spacing is adequate, very well. The place is highly ventilated. They have the fans, they've opened the windows, and then we think that they've done so well, and everybody should emulate that.
It has been 4 months already since Ghana began its fight to defeat the coronavirus pandemic. President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo has intimated time without number that the strategy for this battle has been influenced by science, and same reason has warranted the partial reopening of universities and schools. Though some citizens fear for the possible consequences in the face of increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases, it is the hope of the general populace that soon COVID-19 will be over with for normal life to resume.